I just don't think the state has the right to kill people when the state doesn't understand, when the state is literally killing innocent people constantly. Like, the state just can't be given that right.
NANI?
Dynamite. 90s people who were old in the 90s and are still old now so badly want to see their childhood relived. They so badly want to see RoboCop and all these motherfuckers come back. Stop it. Alright, do I even want to cover this story? I guess I should cover it. Come on. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to cover this story because I had such a great podcast today. Great stories. And then I got to end off with these dumbasses from San Francisco. Let's just get into it. NPR reports. Oh, hi, my name's Heero. This is the Identity Booth. Like, share, and subscribe. Get slapped up. San Francisco considers allowing law enforcement robots to use lethal force. Oh, but California is so liberal. You sound dumb when you say shit like that. Should robots working along law enforcement be used to deploy deadly force? San Francisco Board of Supervisors is weighing the question this week as they consider a policy proposal that would allow San Francisco Police Department SFPD to use robots as deadly force against a suspect. A new California law became effective this year that requires every municipality. I always mess this word up. Hold on. I have the technology for this. Hold on. I always mess this word up. This is why I read out loud. Municipality in the state to list and define the authorized uses of all military-grade equipment in their local law enforcement. So military-grade equipment in local law enforcement. How wild is that? The original draft SFPD policy was silent on the matter of robots. Aaron Peskin, a member of the city board of supervisors, added a line to SFPD original draft policy that stated robots shall not be used as a use of force against any person. SFPD crossed out the sentence with a red line and returned the draft. Their altered proposal outlined that the robot will only be used as deadly force option when risk of loss of life to a member of the public or officers are imminent and outweigh any other force option available to SFPD. Now, you're probably sitting here wondering, why is this a thing? How is this thing? Well, this is what happens when our police budgets balloon out of fucking control. When every little thing scares police officers and they scream, we need more funding, we need more funding. And the little schools, homeless people, and we can't get any security or any protection or even free lunch for our kids at schools, in public schools. Can't get no free health care. But we got money for RoboCops. And all these things are going to be used to do is harass homeless people. And could you imagine this shit during like a protest on par with George Floyd? Oh, this crowd looks rowdy. I'm going to deploy lethal force to disperse one or two people who look threatening to me. When a police can say a kid eating a cheeseburger in his car is threatening, when a 13-year-old sitting outside on a playground is threatening, how can we trust the police to ever know what justified is? Why are we giving them this power? But there's the robotics companies who built this shit and said, hey, we don't want you guys to use this. But y'all didn't put that in the contract that if they use this for force, they can implement the kill switch on your devices. You still sold them. It's mindless. But you're probably thinking, come on, Heero. With good reason. They'll only use it with good reason. That's what we can assume. That's what we can assume. Because we've actually seen this actually taking place back in 2016, I believe. Misha Xavier Johnson, the Dallas shooter, was an Army veteran. This soldier, veteran, killed 5 or 6 police officers in Dallas in a rampage back in 2015 after a Black Lives Matter protest, and he tactically took the Dallas Police Department apart single-handedly using echolocation, displaying snipers, displaying light globes, picking people off from distance, changing locations. He was adequate. He was more than prepared. And he did this as a response to all the killings that were taking place back in 2015. And his only regret was that he was affiliated with the Black Lives Matter movement, which he regretted, and the Black Lives Matter movement didn't accept him when he came to preach his rhetoric. But once Misha Xavier Johnson was cornered, he was still being able to suppress the police fire. And basically what they did was send a robot bomb to blow him up. Now, do I think that was justified? No, because I've seen them take white people who have killed way more people. Maybe if you talk to him, I don't know. Like, I just don't think the state has the right to kill people when the state doesn't understand, when the state is literally killing innocent people constantly. Like, the state just can't be given that right. If you can't apprehend them without lethal force, then you need more training. How about spend less money on making RoboCop and more money on your training? But once again, it's not really training, because you can't train people how to be authoritarian when that is what you are looking for. Authoritarian people. You're looking for the lowlifes of our community who couldn't excel past anything other than being a glorified bully. Those people don't strike me as cool people. And once again, introduce me to a cool cop or a good cop, I would love to see one. But the one good cop I knew, he literally stopped being a cop because he was like, oh, this is why good cops don't stay here, because they have to become bad. So I'll take that to my grave. Misha Xavier Johnson was one of the first people that tactic was used on in a public eye. So it's not hard to believe. I do foresee that San Francisco bill being passed. Hopefully I'll get an update on that. And, it's just a matter of time from that point to seeing when it will be used. But, that's the story. That's my feelings on it. Let me know what you guys think. We made it to the end.